That one's got a good one, I just haven't got cut far down.
Can you
All right, now this shield-shaped cartilage, that is the voice box, the larynx, okay? There's your larynx. So, since we don't have the model, I may ask you the larynx on the test. I won't, that is the thyroid cartilage. I guess I would, thyroid cartilage of larynx. That's the way I want you to answer. Okay, so we'll make that change to your study guide. Now, here's the trachea. See the cartilaginous rings, the C-shaped rings there? Now, just behind the trachea, pull your trachea up. Okay, you'll see the esophagus, flattened, muscular tube. Remember those C-shaped rings were C-shaped so that when the food bolus goes down that esophagus, it can bulge into that area. Okay, so epiglottis, thyroid cartilage of larynx, trachea with the tracheal cartilages, and your esophagus. Okay, then you should find your lungs on either side of the thoracic cavity and the heart. You can see the pericardium of the heart. Mine's kind of coming off. Y'all's should still be around there. Okay, real big heart there on that cat. All right, your diaphragm. Yep, that's it. Okay, diaphragm muscle right here. Now, if you lift up that diaphragm, you'll see the falciform ligament attached to your liver. Okay, see it? That's it?
I don't see it.
There it is. See right there? Okay. You see it, Caitlin? All right, so here's our liver. Notice the cat has more lobes to the liver. Here's the gallbladder on this one. It's almost black. It's so dried out. Yeah, yours is kind of a grayish color. That's the gallbladder. See, this is not hard at all. All right, of course, the liver, the largest organ. Now, attached to my cat's stomach is still part of this greater omentum. Yours is still out over the, it hasn't even been, messed up. So we're gonna leave your cat like it is, and we're gonna look at
This
her
the
and
mesentery?
this one. Okay, so I can look at this one, because I don't wanna, let's don't tear it up, okay? All right, so here's the stomach. Now you'll be able to see the stomach.
Was this called the
Here's the
mesentery?
stomach. That's the greater omentum.
Greater
Okay,
omentum.
we're gonna get to the mesentery.
Okay.
So here's your stomach right here. Now right here, see where there's a constriction? This is gonna be your duodenum right here. J-shaped stomach, constriction where your pyloric sphincter is, and there's your duodenum. Okay, over here where it's a little more visible, okay, dried up stomach. There's the constriction. So here's our duodenum right here on this cat.
Can you help me out? Like, this is the stomach, right?
This is the stomach, still a lot of stuff in that cat's stomach.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
disgusting.
let's move. See, this is why I want to have one intact. Shelby's the reason I said don't tear that one up.
Oh, that's the
Okay,
duodenum.
so see, this is attached to the stomach. So here's the duodenum right here. There's where your
There.
pyloric sphincter would be.
Okay,
That's your duodenum.
okay.
Now, if we lift the stomach up a little bit, we're gonna see that's your spleen. Now, normally the spleen is real dark colored, but then this new, this is your spleen. Yours is a little bit darker than hers. It's a large organ that's gonna be on the left side. Here's the spleen. Now remember, the spleen recycles the red blood cells, so it's usually pretty dark. Is it time to go yet?
10
All right,
minutes.
now here's the pancreas of this cat. And again, this one's old, so it's a lot darker, but you should find the pancreas. Where'd that spleen go? There's the spleen.
spleen.
There's the spleen. So this is the pancreas right across there. See it? Kind of has the texture color.
This-
Now this is mesentery. Don't poke it too much,
Oh,
okay?
okay. Oh,
See,
sorry,
we're
that
poking
little
holes
piece
in
right
it.
there is the
Yeah,
spleen?
all of this is the spleen. The tail abuts the,
Oh, I
I'm
see.
sorry, the tail of the pancreas abuts the spleen, and the head is encircled by the duodenum. That's the way it was described in your notes. The head of the pancreas is encircled by the duodenum, and then the tail abuts the spleen over here. Of course, you got that mesentery in the way. Now this one we probably can't see as well without tearing it up, but let's see.
Did you see?
Okay, there's our pancreas right there, but I wouldn't use this cat because I'm trying to keep the greater omentum intact. All right, now, Jennifer asked about the mesentery. All this that looks like tan saran wrap, real thin, be careful not to poke holes in it, is your mesentery. It's gonna hold all the intestines together. See the real thin? That's mesentery. It looks a little different from your greater omentum, okay? All right, let's see. The cecum, okay, is the first section of the small intestine. And let's see if I can get this cat back in, yeah.
Can I ask you a
Okay.
question?
Now-
I'm sorry. So the mesentery is connected to the greater. It's like the
Yeah,
bottom
and,
of the greater.
right,
omentum.
and the greater omentum is kind of a type of mesentery. It's just a
Okay.
modified.
Okay, okay.
It looks more like the lunchroom lady's hairnet,
Okay.
only not black.
I get that. Okay.
All right, so your small intestine, of course, is going to go on and on and on and on. You've got to identify the duodenum, which is right there at the base of the stomach. And then we can see on this one, here's the ileum. That's the last section of the small intestine. Notice the large intestine, a large diameter here compared to the ileum. Now this is actually the cecum, kind of C-shaped, I say. That helps me identify it. And over here,
I don't see that.
I know as y'all start looking at this, y'all are gonna end up, good grief. Let me turn this cat around. I'll take it to you. Skylar, come on. Okay, small intestine. This cat, I'm gonna have to remove it, but I'll be careful with it. Okay, here's your cecum right here. See all this skinny tube? That's all small intestine. Here is your large intestine. First section is called the cecum. It kind of wraps